There's not many times in your adult life that you can walk through a door and kind of enter a new world. Because tiki bars are crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You know, there's adult Disney kids. The kind of Disneyland I'm down with is a tiki bar.
We get a lot of adult Disney people. Totally. I love them. Like they love the bar. They come in a lot.
They probably have better imaginations and still have a little bit of the child that's dead inside of me from being a business owner.
The following podcast is a Pie to Pie production.
Every slice tells a story.
This episode is brought to you by Cairn Spring Mills. It's not your average flour. They stone mill everything, which means enhanced flavors, preserved nutrients, and embraces a more traditional, sustainable way of doing things, all qualities that I want in my dough and in my restaurant. They're here to help you bake your best. Better pizza, better future. Slice is building tools now to support the independent pizzeria, and not just Slice users, but the independent pizzeria industry as a whole. Like us, they are telling the stories of the independent pizza shop owners and ultimately creating tools that help the small guy compete with the big chains. This business can be lonely, but with Slice, you can be in business for yourself, not by yourself. Flat iron pepper. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. They are liberating pizzerias from low quality pepper flakes. Stop finishing your pizza with crap. Head to flatironpepper.com and join the pepper flake revolution. This episode is brought to you by Maestro Sausage, the only sausage we use at Hot Tongue. They produce sausages specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell. So if your sausage isn't hitting all the right notes, let Maestro lead the way.
So you had, you call it the pizza place, but like, is it the chicken or the egg? Is it the booze? Is it the tiki cocktails, or is it the square pizzas? Which came first?
It really came as both.
Okay.
I had the two poke places, and I had it in my head to do like a Detroit style pizza place. And I also had it in my head to do a tiki bar. And I was in Detroit with my wife and some friends, and we were at a tiki bar called Mutiny. And we were just shooting the shit and came up with the name for it. And it just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
Like where I live in Hamilton, I live in like what's considered like the bad part of Hamilton, which is really not. You have those areas in a city where people that aren't from there, aren't familiar with it, think it's really bad, but it's really, it's like
where like all the like gentrifiers come in and buy cheap homes, and then like it changes.
Yeah. Except it's, I'd say it's like at the earlier end of that, like where the pizza place is, a bar just opened next to us, but before that, pretty much everything around us for a block was like boarded up. And like our place, like we're there, but like it doesn't really look any different because it's a tiki bar. So like we covered up all the windows.
Yeah. It looks like it might as well be abandoned.
Yeah, the outside's painted black. Like we have people that are looking for it that don't see it.
Yeah.
We have a sign, but not really. Like we don't put out like a sandwich board or anything like that. It's just it's supposed to be like almost like you feel like part of the experience that I wanted is for people to come in and feel like they discovered it.
Yeah.
So like part of the word of mouth is that like people, they want to share that with their friends. They want to be like, cool, I found this place.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So
it's like
a lot of our stuff is a lot of our customers, it's repeat customers, and like a lot of people saying like, oh, like I came back with my friends or my family.
Yeah.
So that's really like it's all word of mouth now. Like we don't spend anything on marketing, and I've gotten really bad with social media. Like
I know.
Total social media right now.
I think I have like an unread message that I sent you. I originally hit you up there to do this podcast, and then I did your personal.
Did
account.
you probably messaged the business one?
Yeah.
I'm bad at checking it.
Yeah, well,
it's terrible. It's the worst, really.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because you guys have like a pretty solid following on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where
we're at right now, like we're mostly dine in. We do takeout, but we kind of schedule takeout around when we know there's a lull in reservations.
Yeah.
So that we're not overwhelming the kitchen. We're just kind of keeping a steady stream of pizzas going into the oven.
Yeah.
And, trying to not make it crazy in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's reservations like since last summer, it like really started going crazy. So like we get fully booked almost 3 weeks in advance now, which feels weird for like a pizza place.
I mean, weird or like super sick.
I mean, it's nice.
That's
I'm not
pretty tight.
not
That's
not
pretty
complaining
sick, dude.
at all. It is.
How
it
did
is
how
nice.
well, dude? What can you let me know how to do that, or like how the fuck did that happen?
It's just been like, we've been open 5 years now, and
Yeah.
it's been a steady buildup. Like
Steady growth.
we've always been like we've always done well, but it's like steadily gotten busier and busier. Last year we had like some TikTok videos that people came in and did
Yeah.
that blew up pretty big. So that was a big boost. Anytime we've done anything with pizza competitions, there's a big boost from that. If we do something on TV.
Are your alcohol sales still more than the pizza?
No.
Really?
No, we sell mostly food.
Really?
Yeah. Like we do cocktails. We do have one, like we have wine, but I feel like we're one step above having a bottle of wine that says red wine on it.
Yeah.
Like we have one red wine and one white wine. It's one of the things we're looking at. Like we want to make it like a little better, but really our focus for our alcohol is like tiki cocktails.
Yeah. So like a shit ton of rum.
Yeah. Yeah. We have something over like 100 different bottles right now.
Because tiki bars are crazy, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, it's kind of like a wild, like, it's like, hey, do you want to like go to like, there's adult Disney kids or like, the adult people that go to Disneyland and love it.
Yeah.
The kind of Disneyland I'm down with is a tiki bar. Like the way that they're curated and put together, like, it's like, am I at Pirates of the Caribbean right now? Like people like,
Yeah.
you don't just go halfway into a tiki bar. It's usually like, we're going all in and you enter a new world.
Yeah, that's totally like what we were going for.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of crossover with tiki bars and adult Disney. We get a lot of adult Disney people. Totally. Like
I mean, I bet you
like
do.
I love them. Like they love the bar. They come in a lot.
They probably have better imaginations and still have a little bit of the child that's dead inside of me from being a business owner. But yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting because like I didn't really even know what a tiki bar was until I moved to Los Angeles. There's a place called Tiki Tea in LA.
Yeah, that's a super old school one.
Yes, very old school.
Yeah.
Only open like Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah,
family.
same as us.
Yeah, family run. Really small. Nothing really was by it. Like everything would get bought up, and anyways, you could still smoke cigs in it.
Yeah.
Because it was family owned. There was a
Yeah.
rule that like if everyone was in the family, you could still smoke trigs. Crazy ass place, dude. But I'll never forget going into there. And then like there's great tiki bars here in Las Vegas too. The one in Chinatown is fucking nuts.
The Golden Tiki?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. The first one I ever went to was, I don't even know how long ago it was, maybe like 12 or 13 years ago, but it was Frankie's Tiki Room.
Where's that?
It's probably like, I want to say it's like a block or two north of the Golden Tiki.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good
there's
one.
like a
It's
fair
very,
amount out
very
here.
old school,
Yeah.
like open 24 hours.
Love
It's
it.
a little smoky in there,
Okay.
but it's nice. Drinks are strong. Same thing. You go in, like it doesn't look like anything from the outside.
Yeah.
You go in and it's like, that's what it was. Like I walked in and I was like, holy shit, like what is this?
Well, it's like there's not many times I equated it to Disneyland because there's not many times in your adult life that you can kind of walk through a door and kind of enter a new world. And I feel like there's not like a tiki bar is one of those things, the music, the black lights, like all of like the things, the collectibles, and just depending on like how crazy you go.
Yeah.
But like you enter like everywhere you go, right? I create a vibe at Hot Tongue, or you go to a restaurant, there's a certain aesthetic, but a tiki bar is a new world to be explored.
It's like the approach I took is to make it pretty much overwhelming.
Yeah, that's a great word for it.
It's like it is like kind of like an assault on your senses.
Yes, dude.
Like you go in and like people are like constantly noticing new things because like I'm also like always adding stuff. Anytime I travel, I'll find something and I'll be like, cool, like I'll grab that for the bar.
Yeah,
and people also bring us stuff, which is cool.
that's cool.
So like we're always adding things. I have a pile of stuff in the basement. I ended up buying like a movie set for a TV show that did like had a tiki bar set.
Okay.
So we were able to add like a bunch of lights and decorations.
That's sick.
And I still have more stuff to add. But it's kind of like you want to like slowly roll it out so it's always changing.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
And yeah, we have like lots of little hidden things.
And then like even like the glassware at a tiki bar is like so. I mean, do you have a drink where like you start yelling at customers or put like flaming anything? Like I just remember ordering something I had and everyone stopped and it was like ooga la la, and I was like, what the fuck did I just do, dude? And they're like, that's gonna be $64.
We're working on stuff like that. We have a lot of stuff that's like smoking or on fire. Like a lot of garnish or in like fun mugs. Yeah, people really love that stuff.
I mean, like I said, I think it's like anything out of the ordinary. Like, it's in that sense, Disneyland. I loved going there with my son, but I think going to Disneyland is still like a magical place because of the experience. I just equate that to going to a tiki bar. There's not another experience like that out there.
Yeah.
If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible, and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece awaits you. Back to the show.
MaiPai, and then I only know the other one that I thought it was interesting because like you guys both do Detroit, and it's a tiki bar.
There's a place
it's
here.
Red Dwarf.
I met them.
Been?
We went out there. I don't know if it was last year or the year before at Expo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went out there and met them, and it was cool. It was just kind of like, I think it's like you just kind of arrived at the same place, and like different paths.
But for some reason it seems like super appropriate to me. I'm like, tiki bar, Detroit style pizza. Was that like how did you make that marriage happen?
I mean, a lot of tiki bars have the same kind of menu, and I wasn't super into it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the space that we're in, it came up, like I saw it on like a local classified ad site, and it's like a 3-minute walk from my house. I really wanted to open something where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone told me it was a bad idea. I posted a thing on Reddit that was like, like if someone opened this at this area, like, would you go? And it was like overwhelmingly like, please don't open here. Like, this is a terrible idea. There's a few people that said go, like they would go, but
mostly not.
But like I went and looked at the space. The rent was dirt cheap because of where it was. It had a full kitchen. It had a hood. Bathrooms were there. The layout was like pretty appropriate. It just needed to be decorated.
Mm-hmm.
It had a walk-in fridge. It had equipment. So like really all we did was we switched around a couple of things in the kitchen, like some minor stuff, and then a lot of decorating.
Yeah.
But nothing that we would need to go and get like a building permit for or do drawings, because I had done that before.
With the pokey spots?
Yeah. And it was a nightmare.
Yes, it is.
And I was like, I don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. It's going to like double the cost. So like, if I can avoid that, I'll take this space.
Okay.
And when I looked at it, I kind of walked in and I was like it felt like it could just be both. So I just kind of threw them together.
Had you been making Detroit style pizzas?
I was making them at home. Yeah.
Okay.
It was the same thing, like with poke. Like my wife and we tried it on our honeymoon in Venice Beach, and no one made it like where we live. So I just kind of learned how to make it and was making it at home, and it just kind of spun out from there.
You didn't think to like want to do poke in that space?
No, like I had the two spaces at the time.
Yes.
When we had opened.
Okay, so you weren't thinking about closing those down at the
No.
time. All right.
No, it was like it was going pretty well.
Yeah.
And like one is a stall at our farmers market, so it's almost sort of like has like a food hall vibe, and then the other one was like a small takeout place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I had intended to keep them both going at the
Yeah.
same time, and like we were staffed for that. And then like when lockdown happened, it was a nightmare for staffing and trying to keep it open. We did reopen one of them for a year, and then it just got to a point where it was like I need to just focus on one.
Pizza did pretty well during the pandemic too.
Whenever I look back at it, it's like we were busy. Like we were at least open like 2.5 months before that, and we had been working on the bar for, I think it was like 7 or 8 months, but we did a lot of teases on Instagram. So by the time we were ready to do like a soft open, like we said, like we're doing these dates, like it filled up within hours. Yeah. So like we had a lot of hype built up. Like people, like I had a bit of a following from the poke place, and before that I had a food truck. So it wasn't like we were starting from nothing. And then it was pizza. Like you don't have to change anything about pizza. We simplified our menu. But you don't have to convince people to order pizza for takeout. Not in the way like, like some people had restaurants where they had to totally change what they were offering. Yeah. Or, it's like, hey, like, like you can get a steak dinner for takeout, and like that's also cool. Yeah. Like we didn't have to do that. It was just like, yeah, pizza, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's the age-old thing. Put it in a box, send it on its way.
Yeah. But I mean, it was still like, it was a big adjustment because like my plan for MaiPai was like, we weren't even planning on doing takeout. So there was no takeout area. There was no ordering system. Pretty much what happened was like the last few weeks before lockdown, people just kept calling and they wanted to order takeout. So we were kind of forced into it, which is fine because, gotta sell pizza.
Yeah.
So we started thinking about it, but then when lockdown happened, we were like, okay, yeah, no problem. Like I can't remember what the software was called, but it was some free software package for online ordering. We set that up real quick, and then we said, we'll do delivery and we'll do pickups. But it turns out, like doing your own delivery is like a huge feat logistically.
Yeah.
So it was a total shit show for the first weekend. We didn't really know how that software worked. So on the last day, like on the Sunday, I don't know what happened, but it ended up automatically canceling like our whole day of orders.
Oh no.
So like I had come in early that day. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get ahead on these orders. And then I looked at it and I was like, well, this is fucked.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, I had like a little bit of a nervous breakdown that day.
Nice. You had a bear moment?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like we closed for a week and we kind of sorted it out. A buddy of mine, he put together what became his startup, which became the software we use now for online ordering. But he put together the first version of it that following weekend. And it was like, it was still like everyone was being super careful. So we had it set up so that, you would order online and then it would send you a text message when your food was ready. And it would say like, hey, like click on this link, and there would be a space to type in your order number and what car you were in. And you would just park outside and we would come out and put it in the trunk. So that worked really good for a while.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like we rearranged the dining room to like be like a staging area for takeout.
You did all the COVID things.
Yeah, like you let it get depressing and
Yeah.
like stop putting your orders away and like
Yeah.
just pile up boxes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did all that.
Fun times.
Yeah.
But
then,
a great learning experience.
Totally. And also like over that whole time, we had only built half the space. So we had a bar side and that's what we opened with. And we were intending on opening like more of like a dining room side. And we were going to like really push and get like contractors in to try to help with it. But just that all got canceled. So I ended up doing a lot of it myself. I had some help, but
So
it became more of like, it became like a lockdown project. It was like, okay, like I'm going to go like fiddle over here for a couple of days to keep sane. And just finished it pretty much in time for when things really reopened.
Do you find it as crazy as I do that we put the best ingredients in our pizza, our dough, our cheese, toppings, fresh produce, and then we put pencil shavings on our tables called red chili flakes? What is a red chili flake? We found out about Flatiron premium pepper flakes from a customer who actually brought us some. We were putting it on every slice we ate. It was gold. We were like searching for it like addicts in the back, just like, ooh, where's the Flatiron? Where's the Flatiron? There is no going back. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. The 4-pepper blend, which is actually the blend we have on every table at Hot Tongue, definitely has a higher heat level, and I'm a heat guy, if you know what I'm saying. It has the arbol, the jalapeno, the ghost, and the habanero. It's spicy. They are liberating pizzerias from low quality pepper flakes. Flatiron pepper, you are going to know the difference. In here, real peppers from Italy. Let's go. Head to flatironpepper.com right now. Use the code PIE2PIE at checkout. That's PIE, number 2, PIE at checkout. And any order over $25 is going to get you a bottle free of the sweet heat. Put that sweet heat in your cart, and any order over $25, that baby's gonna be free. Do not miss this chance to upgrade your pepper game. Head to flatironpepper.com right now and join the pepper flake revolution.
Like when I talk about like doing the build out, it's like there's stuff in there that like we basically picked out of the trash. And like a lot of the materials we bought for movie sets. It's, like we bought a bunch of scrap wood for movie sets, and it's a tiki bar. So like you don't really need super accurate carpentry skills. And it's better if it's a little crooked.
Yeah. I mean, like it kind of goes with the vibe. Plus I feel like tiki bars, what you get to is like the lighting is always usually so low that like,
it's super dark. So you can't
get
see
away with certain things,
you can't see the extent. You can't see the extent of how bad my carpentry skills are. It looks nice in the dark.
Just don't turn those lights on. Was like tiki drinks or like mixing and like the alcohol side of it, like something that you were always into?
I was totally hands off on that. Even front of house. I had a couple of bartenders.
Yeah.
And they pretty much managed the whole front of house. Because all of my
whole menu,
all of my previous restaurant experience or food experience was I had a food truck, or like I did pop-ups and then I had a food truck, and then I opened the takeout places. But like I had never had front of house staff, other than like having someone like at a cash register.
Yeah.
So that was a total blind spot for me. So yeah, like I brought in someone that had a lot of experience and just let them take care of it.
So they built out the whole like tiki menu.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I had ideas of like direction and stuff.
Yeah.
But really I just kind of let them do what they're good at.
Man, that's a vision. So you had you were tinkering with Detroit style dough.
Yeah.
You kind of like hired out the tiki side of it, but like, was this something that was kind of missing in Hamilton, or is this thing kind of like missing in Ontario, or is this kind of thing that's missing in Canada?
When you say missing, do you mean like one or the other, or both put together?
Both put together. And like Detroit style pizza for sure. Like let's start with like a tiki bar.
There's a there's a few tiki bars in Canada.
Yeah.
Not that many. They used to be more popular. I feel like they're having like a bit of a resurgence, especially here. I don't know, like 2 or 3 opened in the last couple of years here. I know there's like another one that's being built, like some massive one. In Canada, there's only a handful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think there should be more, because I think it's something people need a place to go to where it's very specifically designed to like cut out the outside world.
Yeah.
And there's so much shit going on, and people are stressed about so many different things. Like
Yeah.
you need somewhere you can go where like there's no TV, there's nothing, there's like, you don't want to go in and talk about like, you don't want to talk about things that are going on. You just want to go and hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
And, have a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, for that, I do think there should be more.
Well, and then Detroit style pizza. Is there a lot of like squares and stuff in Canada?
There are now. Yeah.
That's a thing that's kind of cracking off now.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think when I started, there was maybe a couple of other places, like Descendant was open. Descendant was the first place I had a Detroit style pizza.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Ike about it today, because I only found out about it because a buddy of mine actually painted their store.
Yeah.
So I saw him post about it, and I was like, "Ah, looks cool. Like, I'm gonna go try it." And like, I had never heard of that style of pizza, and then ended up going to Detroit and trying a bunch of places.
So Descendant was kind of the first taste, and then what, you went on a Detroit pilgrimage?
Yeah.
Pilgrimage. What was your favorite slice in Detroit?
For like a traditional like a real Detroit style, I really like Louis.
Okay.
Super cheesy. I love the restaurant with like all the Chianti bottles hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like a fun one, I really like Pai Sai, because they do a lot of like cool specials, and that's like what we try to do.
I just like, for some reason, I don't know why it makes sense to me, but a Detroit tiki bar, like it seems to hit. It must. I mean, it makes sense to everybody else because of how busy you guys are. But you say it's kind of like cracking off now, but Detroit style pizza, I feel like is still on the rise. It's like Hot Honey, where people come into Hot Tongue and they're like, "What is this?" They just call it deep dish and shit. But like, was there an educational like hurdle to get over with anybody in Hamilton or like your community? Like, what is this pizza with a frico and like a cheese crust, especially in the dark when they can't see it?
We definitely get people that are very skeptical of the size of it.
Are you doing 8x10s?
We do 8x10s and 10x14s.
Okay, you do both.
I do wish I never did 10x14s. They're just harder to deal with.
I don't think they can come out as good either.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's something about the smaller pan that keeps the structure better.
Yeah, you just get a better bake.
Yeah.
And like it looks better every time. It's more consistent.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take those fucking 14s off the menu, dude?
It's hard. It's hard to take things away when people are used to them.
No, you're right.
It's easy to add things.
Well,
it's
of
like
course.
it's easy to like add days and like, but yeah, it's hard to take things away from people.
Yeah.
You get upset.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Oh yeah, I know. Like you've gone through that.
Yeah, well, when you sometimes adding things.
I guess it's more. It's
sometimes
more,
adding things.
Well, you're taking away the sanctuary.
Yes. Yes. Well, I feel like we recently did a lot of taking away, and there were some loud voices. You know, what the biggest thing we did a like full menu cut. We cut maybe 20% of the menu early or late last year.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to streamline a process, because things have just kind of been tough in Los Angeles, and there was a lot of loud voices at the beginning. But I mean, we were doing a 14 and an 18-inch, and it was something we wanted to do, get rid of like the 14-inch size. because you're putting them in different dough bins. It's taking up more room. They're not
Yeah.
ordered as much, but like it is nice to be able to give somebody who's maybe like just single and wants a 14-inch pizza that doesn't want to crush a whole 18. But anyways, it was the best thing we ever did. Everything we've taken off has been the best thing. It's annoying to have people be mad about it, and I get that, but
It'll go away too.
yeah, it does. And people will they adapt.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'd highly recommend getting rid of those. Unless you've already invested in like 300 Lloyd pans, then
We do have a lot of pans.
how many
but
Lloyd pans?
We don't
Do you
use Lloyd
Lloyd
pans. We do
Oh.
actually no, we do use Lloyd pans. We use Lloyd pans specifically for gluten-free crusts.
Okay.
So that when you're looking at them in the oven, it's
You
like
know.
obvious that that's a gluten-free crust.
Okay.
And like, so you don't need a reminder. You just see it and you're like, okay, like I got to handle this
Yeah.
properly. But no, we use the pans from the Detroit Style Pizza Company.
Nice, dude.
So they're like the old school, like seasoned ones.
Randazzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took his class,
It's nice.
and because it was one of those things where I think it's like it's not that hard to learn how to make one or two pizzas,
Yeah.
but like when you want to make 200 pizzas,
Yeah.
it's a totally different,
Of course.
game, and like you got to learn processes and operations, and
Yeah.
and his class was really focused on like like here's how you set up pars, and like here's like your timing for proofing, and like how it's going to scale when you're doing this many pans, and
Yeah.
like how to handle them, and like how to adjust for like different days. So it was really, really educational on that side.
Some of us in the pizza industry might only know Slice from the online ordering app, which is still around, but Slice is doing a lot more these days. They're building tools now to support the independent pizzeria, and not just Slice users, but the independent pizzeria industry as a whole. They're telling the stories of pizza shop owners, creating resources, and ultimately products that help the smaller guy compete with the bigger chains. Slice now has an integrated POS system that's specifically designed for pizzerias. They're doing stuff like SEO, marketing, and full website build-outs, along with custom box pricing that you are going to get probably way lower than what you're paying for right now. They have a ton of resources for every owner. Buying power is a huge thing, especially when you're talking about big chains. And what Slice allows you to do is negotiate with suppliers and vendors to get a lower rate. That's what the Slice network allows. There's 24/7 tech support for customer care, and an extension of your staff is what they call it. This business can be lonely, as you all know if you listen to this podcast, but it doesn't have to be. With resources provided by Slice, you can be in this business for yourself, but not by yourself.
Are those pans a little harder to season, or like do you recommend those over Lloyd's?
The first batch we got were a little harder to deal with, but then they changed something with the seasoning process, and now they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now like all the ones we have, we've had them for so long, and we've cooked so many pizzas in them that like you couldn't have a more nonstick pan.
Yeah.
Like you barely even need to grease them or anything. The pizzas just slide right out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta give them another try. I had gotten a couple, and I didn't have very good luck with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so the other thing about the 10x14s is that they're too heavy. Once you have the crust and all the cheese and all the toppings, you use like those pan grippers.
Yeah.
The sides will bend a little bit, and it's not a problem with Lloyd pans.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it doesn't really affect the cook.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It bothers me.
Yeah.
It bothers me that they bend.
Yeah.
And we figured out that like you kind of need to put the grippers in the corner,
Okay.
and then it's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you use like a high hydration for your Detroits?
We do 70%.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't think that's that high.
It's pretty. I mean, like, but I think anything over like 65% is like high hydration. I don't know what the exact number is for all you nerds out there. Why don't you DM and tell me?
I'm not
70% not high hydration.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's like a pretty standard number for Detroit style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you use Saputo?
We do, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to call, as you know, the Canadian Grande.
Yep.
And what kind of flour do you use?
We use Ardent Mills, Super
Nice.
Keynote.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what Cowabunga uses too.
Yeah.
Is that Canadian flour?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like so much wheat grows in the prairies.
Yeah, it's probably most of Caputo flour came from Canada.
I know. A lot of it goes over and gets ground there, and then gets shipped back, which seems wild. But
and the milling process, those Italians,
it becomes Italian.
Yeah,
yeah.
Don't we all? I become Italian when I hit the expo floor. You know.
I feel you.
Do you do anything when you compete? Do you do anything different, or is it a lot like the pizza that you're gonna make in your shop?
It's you're able to just take a little more time with it. Like when I was proofing my dough today, it was giving me anxiety because normally when we do pans in the morning, you do so many of them that by the time you kind of finish panning the last one, the first ones are ready to be, stretched again or or you can check them out. But I only did 3 pans today. So I just kept looking at them like it's not moving fast enough. Like,
yeah.
It totally throws your.
It's like watching paint dry.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kept wanting to go back and look at it and mentally freak out about it.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
What's what is like your, like the process? Do you par bake in the shop?
We do par bake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the if you're okay with it, like what is the dough process from mix?
So we just do yeast. We don't do a starter.
Okay.
And we'll do a 48-hour cold ferment, like a bulk ferment. And then we cut them right into pans.
Okay.
So we don't do dough balls.
Oh, okay. So just straight from the fucking
straight
glob.
from the pan. Yeah.
Okay.
I played around with a lot of, I tried it and then I was like, it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. So like, why add the step?
Yeah.
Why add the step?
Oh,
why
I love
clean all
that.
the boxes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I love skipping steps and figuring out that you don't need to do that.
And like I'd played around a lot. I think everyone that does Detroit styles, especially like if you started a few years back, like everyone obsessed with those fucking pizzas that Justin from Apollonia was posting.
Yeah,
like
the super
like
Frico.
ridiculous, like more like the ridiculous crumb. And like I obsessed over that, and like I got it, but then I was like, it's so. I didn't want to do that every day.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it like affected the flavor that much or like the eating experience. So I dialed it back to 70 and made the process a lot easier.
Well, as cool as that looks, it doesn't mean it tastes good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have you had Justin Squares?
I had one at Expo. I don't know if it was last year or the year before.
Yeah.
But I haven't been out to the restaurant. I haven't been to LA in like 10 years.
Nice.
I really got to go back.
Stay away. No, you should come back.
I do want to come back.
His square is phenomenal. But I mean, he's got a process pretty locked in. But the open crumb, like all that stuff, I just think is for like. I think we appreciate that maybe more than a customer would, and like I don't know if an open crumb necessarily gives you a better flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like ripping your dough program at 90% just to get an open crumb could actually give you a shittier pizza at 70%. Yeah. It just doesn't have that open whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of finding those things in your process where it's like, you know, like you can barely tell the difference between like say like 96%, 97%, but it's just so much more effort. And I think like that even comes down to like, there's some things we get that are ready made and we could make them, but it's like, I'm totally happy with what we're using. We make most of the stuff ourselves, but there's a couple of things like we'll bring in and it's like, it's just easier this way. And it's easier and I like it.
Well, making things easier on yourself, I think is important. I think like just doing something to like as a flex, like people who like make their own ketchup, like I already hate you.
I've never liked house-made ketchup.
Me neither.
Like in the history of trying everyone's different house-made ketchups, I just want ketchup.
I've been using Karen Spring flour for years now. It's been a complete game changer. It comes from an incredible mill in Washington State where they stone mill regeneratively grown grains into some of the most flavorful flour I've ever worked with. They stone mill everything, which means enhanced flavors, preserved nutrients, and embraces a more traditional, sustainable way of doing things. You can feel it the second you open the bag. It's not your average flour. It has color. Do you ever look at a white dough ball? A white dough ball makes no sense. Grain is not white. Open up a bag of Karen Springs and take a look at Mother Earth. Karen Spring operates a social purpose corporation. Legally, they're prioritizing impact over profit. That's pretty powerful. Whether it's your main flour or you want to just blend it, using Karen Springs is going to introduce new flavors you've never tasted before. It helps reshape the food system one bake at a time. We choose Karen Springs because we believe that great ingredients are not just a tagline, it's a commitment. And yes, it does cost more, but like anything worth doing, you get what you pay for. Our dough program is the foundation of what we sell. It's my calling card, and it starts with great grain. Be part of something better. Really use the best ingredients. Karen Springs isn't just flour. It's a belief in the makers, the millers, and the movement. Use code PIE2PIE for 15% off your first order at KarenSpring.com.
Talking about skipping steps in like your dough process, which we need to go back to because you didn't tell me how you finish it off.
Oh yeah, so we'll do a bulk fermentation. We'll throw them in the walk-in, and then we come in the morning at like lately we're like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, damn. Okay.
So we'll grease all the pans. I use shortening because it makes the pan stickier, so it's a little easier to
push out.
Yeah, to push out. So we'll do that for the par bake, but then we use oil for like the finishing bake. So we'll grease all the pans, we'll lay them out. I like to build like a ridiculous tower of like Babel with like all the small pans.
Yeah.
Where it's always at danger of falling over.
Yes.
But I don't know. I like
you're
I like
dangerous.
looking at it.
How shitty that would be when the day it falls.
Yeah, it's fallen over before.
Oh,
one
good.
time it fell over, and then I was like, I shouldn't do this again.
And then you did.
I came in the next day and did it again.
You live
But
dangerously.
I was like a little more careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll grease all the pans, and then we'll start cutting the dough into them, and do like a small like initial stretch. Cover them all up, stack them. It just kind of happens. Like sometimes you kind of look at it and you're like, okay, this is not ready to have another stretch done. And then you just move on or like do something else while you wait.
So you don't time them at all?
No, you just kind of go.
Okay.
Just go by feel.
Yeah.
And then we'll stretch them out. Once they filled the pan, we'll cover them and just let them come up. The timing's pretty good.
Yeah.
And like we're always adjusting, especially we just got a new oven, which is awesome because we had a Baker's Pride, a Y602 before.
Yeah.
That didn't fit properly under our exhaust hood, so it would heat the shit out of our kitchen. Like in the summer, it was an inferno.
Yeah.
Not fun. We'd have to try to finish our par bakes as quick as possible before they overproofed, and then in the winter, that oven would heat the kitchen on its own. Like we didn't have heat on in the kitchen.
Just turn that oven on, huh?
Yeah. So we actually, in November, we got a Pizza Master.
Nice.
It fits properly. It's got a third deck. So we actually finish our par bakes like an hour and a half faster almost, which is amazing.
Yeah.
We don't have to rotate them anymore because it's so much more even. But like the first time I came in the winter, I think it was like right after we got it, our oven guy was doing par bakes and he was wearing a sweatshirt because it was cold in the kitchen. So we actually ended up like, we have to heat the kitchen now in the winter with a heat pump to make sure that the dough proofs properly, because the pizza oven is just, it's not filling the room with heat anymore.
That's my favorite thing about it.
It's just working properly the way, it's exhausting properly the way it should work.
Well, yeah. Well, because it fits under the hood, right? But
Yeah.
Pizza Masters too do not give out like off the same amount of heat as those ovens do.
Yeah.
Like in the summertime, I've worked in a place right next to a Baker's Pride with no AC, dude. It was like 113 degrees in front of that oven,
dude. And our kitchen is like, it's not small, but just the way it's spaced. Like if you're working the oven, when we had the Baker's Pride, like you were standing about a foot in front of it the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it was hot.
Yeah.
But I mean, like when I opened, it was an oven I could afford. Like it was like, I think it was $8,000 used and I had to finance it. So, you use what you can.
Yeah.
And it worked great for 5 years almost. I think, like we changed the top thermocouple a bunch of times.
Yeah, that's
and like eventually I learned how to change it. I just watched and I was like, can you just leave me a spare one?
yeah, for sure.
I think we changed a pilot and we changed a thermostat. But other than that, it worked perfectly.
That's the nice thing about gas is like it really will just run for 30 years and those are the only things you're going to have to worry about, or maybe like a really fucked up cracked brick.
Yeah.
But you don't even really need to worry about that when you're only doing Detroit's.
Yeah. And I don't actually know how old those Baker Pride ovens were. They were two different
probably
two different models.
Probably 100
for sure.
years old.
One of them, like the rate, the rating plate that's on there with like that says how many BTUs and everything.
Yeah.
Like the fire department almost didn't certify it because that was all worn off.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, but it ended up being fine.
Those things they're like roaches. Like there'll be a nuclear attack and there'll just be a bunch of Hobart mixers and Baker Pride's ovens just standing out.
Yeah.
Everything else will be gone.
Oh yeah.
The Baker Pride, like the Pizza Master, how did any of your bake times change?
We're still tweaking it.
When did you get the Pizza Master?
We got it in November.
Okay, so
like
fairly recent.
Yeah. So there are like still little changes we're trying out and trying to like fully dial it in. But
yeah,
I mean, for the most part, like it's pretty much the same.
What have you ever fucked around with like a round and thin? You guys ever do that?
I want to now that we have the Pizza Master, because with the Baker's Pride, like we didn't want to ever change the temperature because it's like, the play on the dial is so small. There's such a small amount, like you touch it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like 50 degrees change.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then, like to dial it into like the temperature you want, it's like a 2 to 3 hour process.
Yeah.
You touch it a little bit, you got to wait for it to adjust, and then you got to temp it.
Yeah.
And then adjust it again.
Yeah.
So it kind of was just locked in at the temperature we were using, and we just didn't want to play with it.
Don't mess with it.
Yeah.
So now,
now we actually there's a lot more utility with the electric oven. Like we use it. It's better to use for prep. Like we're roasting mushrooms or chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever we're doing a feature, it's more practical. Like actually throw things in there at different temperatures.
Yeah.
But now we can actually we can play around with different pizzas.
What model did you get?
It's the 700. I think it's 743.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 decks. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 4 stones. And it's like the inside is just over 28 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like 10 large Detroit pans on each deck.
Yeah.
And like it fits perfectly like that.
So you'll mess around with some round and thins, maybe do it like once or twice a week or something. Maybe you think?
I don't know, like maybe like for fun.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see us adding
Detroit's
anything like that to the menu on a regular basis, just because our system is really efficient.
Yeah, it's locked.
And I don't want
to fuck that up. Don't fuck that up.
No. I have such a hard time. There's things we want to add. We want to add like a few more appetizers, just like easy stuff, but every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to fuck it up. Like it works well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that like training somebody on a Detroit style pizza is easier than stretching a round and dough, like a round and thin? Not so much because when you, I'm saying like if you're front loading all the dough, the actual making of a Detroit style pizza, do you think it's easier?
The way we do it, I think so.
Okay.
Because we do a par bake, you're like locking in your crust right where you want
Yeah.
it, and then it really simplifies the building and finishing of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is one main piece of advice that you would give to somebody doing like Detroit style pizza?
I mean, I think I don't know specifically about Detroit, but like pizza in general, it's like, like go take some classes.
Yeah.
Like I took Shawn's class, and I took a class at the School of Italian Pizza in Toronto, and it was like Roman style and pinzas.
Mm-hmm.
And that ended up actually kind of like merging those two processes into like what became our pizza.
Okay.
Just the way we handle the dough and like the way we like press it out and everything.
Yeah.
And it's, and also just like go and talk to people. I think a big thing that's changed with pizza is that everyone's super open about their processes and their recipes and everything. I don't think no one has, it's not like that old school thing where people have secrets anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like, like I worked on this for 30 years. Like, I won't even tell you what cheese I use.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
days are over.
Yeah.
You can't hide anything
Like
anymore.
I could tell someone the exact recipe for things we use, and it's like, it's not necessarily going to turn out the same.
Yeah, of
because
course.
there's a lot of other steps in there.
Yeah, a ton of different elements.
Yeah.
So basically the advice is go out and have somebody teach you something.
Yeah.
Go learn some stuff.
Go learn. Just like be open.
Yeah.
Be open to knowledge coming in.
Do you keep like, is there certain channels or things that like you pay attention to get better yourself?
I think.
Or are you cooking like almost every day? Because that in itself is getting better.
That I'm not in the kitchen as much as I used to be.
How often are you in the kitchen?
It depends what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Depends what's going on.
Once a week?
Probably once a week.
Nice.
I do. I don't know. I go back and forth where like I want to be in more, but I like not
Being in the kitchen?
not being in the kitchen.
So are you in the restaurant every day or?
I'm in the restaurant pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you touching tables? You bartending? You just hanging out?
I've worked in like every position there. The only thing that really stresses me out is like straight up serving,
Yeah.
because I don't know all the steps, and I'm not like a very social person.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time approaching a table and like figuring out the right way to interrupt their conversation.
Yeah.
And I do think it's like you have to run through all the different stations every now and then, because people won't always tell you things.
Yeah. You have to, and sometimes they will tell you, but you got to experience it for yourself.
Yeah. But like, yeah. And like, you'll look at it, you'll do it and you're like, how long have we been doing it this way? And
Yeah.
or like, how long has this been going wrong?
Yeah.
And then it's like, you go do the station. It's like, okay, like we'll just fix this.
Yeah.
Since 2021, I've had the privilege of consulting on projects across the country, helping operators fine-tune their dough, systems, and everything in between. I take it seriously because I know what it's like to build something from scratch. It can be terrible and lonely. Plenty of folks reach out just to talk shop, and I'm always down to share what I know. But if you're ready to take things to the next level, the next step of improving or launching your business, I offer a full menu of consulting services, from dough doctoring to dialing in your systems, policies, and workflow. So head over to alexkoons.com to get in touch. Let's build something together. Better pizza for everyone.
What does your day-to-day look like now?
Right now, I mean, last week we had 2 people on vacation, so I did all the morning prep.
Yeah.
So I'd come in, I would do all the panning, like receive all the orders. Wednesday's our big prep day.
Yeah.
We get like a lot of deliveries in on Wednesday. So like, come in, put all that stuff away, make sure it's right. Shred all the cheese, do all the pans, make all the dough.
You guys got a cheese hog?
No, I want one.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we do enough volume to
Thing's
justify
a fucking
it.
beast.
It does. We use like a Pelican head on a really
Those are
strong
expensive
10 quart mixer. They're just like, I just look at it. I'm like, it could be faster.
Yeah.
We'd be finished in like 15 minutes if we had a cheese hog.
Yeah.
We had to do a lot of stuff. Like we just upgraded our hot water, and our building's a bit of a mess. It's like 2 units that were merged together at some point, and all the utilities are mixed up. So we cut off like some of the shared hot water that was going to apartments upstairs.
Oh, shit.
And
there's
we-
apartments above you?
Yeah. And we got our own tank, and it's a beast. So like we'll never have a hot water problem ever
Nice.
again. Yeah, we upgraded the power into the building. We're adding some more AC, and then that should be pretty much it.
Tiki bar's got to be frosty, dude.
Yeah.
You want a frosty ass tiki bar.
Ours we had really bad air conditioning until a couple of years ago,
Okay.
and then it got better, and now it's going to be like solid.
Legit.
Yeah. But yeah, the infrastructure of our building is a nightmare.
Well, every day is an improvement. You're always reinvesting. Did you? Is there plans or a goal to do more of these, or would you like to go down the pokey path again? Or
I go back and forth so much.
Yeah.
I really want to open a Hawaiian restaurant.
Yeah.
Like just do like plate lunches and like have like a proper poke counter where it's more Hawaiian style. We did like when we opened, we did like the California style where it's like you mix it to order, and it's like very produce forward, like really into like funky toppings and everything. But like Hawaiian style poke, it's very simple. It's like fish, like onions, and seasoning mostly.
Yeah.
Like different sauces. And like there's a lot of different kinds, but yeah, they really don't mess around with like putting a bunch of different vegetables in. You might get like you get onions, you get avocado, maybe. That I feel like that's a more modern thing because like people started demanding it.
okay.
But yeah, maybe cucumber.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really not like it's way more like fish forward.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, like we went to Hawaii, we went to like the tuna auction, and you could buy a whole tuna there for like $1 to $3 a pound. That was a while ago, but so I'm sure it's more expensive now. But it's your fish cost is definitely much lower there
Yeah.
than I think it is anywhere else.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then everything else is more expensive because it's all being
Yeah.
imported to the island.
Yeah. But I think like anything you need to make poke is like there's like the Aloha soy sauce factories there.
Yeah.
The Aloha
yeah.
shoyu factories there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I do. Yeah. I do want to do that, but I also don't want to go through everything involved in opening a restaurant again.
yeah. Well, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But hey, you got to love the pain.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to open another MaiPai.
No.
No,
Nothing.
it's
like
a
that?
one-off.
Yeah.
It's just, like it's just grown organically and like it was built organically.
Would you
I-
ever just do would you ever do just the pies?
I thought about that, but nah.
No.
I'm happy with what we're doing.
Good.
We're really busy.
Yeah.
We're open 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
We have one main crew, and we have enough. Normally, we have enough staffing where it's like like people can go on vacation, and we're not like it doesn't become a nightmare.
Yeah.
We have a good mix of like full time and part time people, but like everyone gets pretty much full time hours over 4 days.
Yeah.
And they got 3 days off in a row, and you get like a consistent schedule.
Yeah.
Which like it's a lot of those things I think with like the hospitality industry. It's like you don't know what your schedule is going to be from week to week, so it's hard to you don't have that stability.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to offer that.
Yeah. 100%.
And I mean like how many days a week do you open?
7 days a week.
Yeah. So like there at any point, like even if like you have a day off, something can come up, and it's just like you never really have that space in your mind where it's like I'm not thinking about this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's always there, but I guess I'm at a point where it's like, well, something
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not rushing down there. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people that like the only way they can shut off is knowing that the restaurant is shut off. And that's why they close like Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
You know, for me, like I lose money. Like we were closed Tuesdays for a second for like almost a whole year. And then I did the math, and with like our rent and everything, even if like we have to make $900 on that Tuesday to break even. So it didn't make sense.
Yeah, I imagine LA rent is a lot different from rent in Hamilton and in the bad part of Hamilton.
Well, dude, after Cowabunga told me that they're doing $250 a night, dude, you might have a new neighbor. Hot Tongue Hamilton is coming.
Come on up.
Later-
Hamilton's
later,
got
Los
a really
Angeles.
good for the size of the city, especially. Like Hamilton's got a really good pizza scene.
That's what they were saying.
There's I'd say of every major style, like there's a good representation of it. Yeah. And and everyone's like super friendly. Like everyone's cool with each other.
I just like come hang out with you guys. I'd kick it with Kevin at Boa.
Yeah.
Just smoke cigs in the back. Listen to Portuguese music.
Yeah, there's a big
Hang out with his dad.
big Portuguese community in Hamilton.
Sick.
Portuguese and Italian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like a lot of Italians there?
Oh yeah. I don't know what it is. I feel like every second new restaurant that's opening in Hamilton is like an Italian restaurant with wood-fired pizza.
Wow.
It's people love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like Neapolitan pizza? Sorry, I shouldn't do
No,
that. It's just
no.
my least favorite.
It's same. I don't dislike it. I've had really good ones.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like I don't seek it out
Yeah.
unless there's like something else like cool about it.
Yeah.
Like we went to Denmark last year,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to I can't remember if it's Beast or Based. But like they
Beast.
they do those, but like they make all the cheese and all the meat.
Yeah.
And like they have a farm for like all the milk and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. I mean, it's a very Copenhagen thing, I think, to do that. And I think the guy did have like it was like one of those guys that like came from like a Michelin restaurant
Of course.
and then started a pizza place.
Real chefy guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think there must be something in the water because I had 3 people in the Hamilton area on this podcast.
Yeah, it's wild.
You guys are doing something right up there. I think it's just being Canadian.
Yep.
God bless the Queen, right? So
It's the king now.
I know that's what everyone's saying, but come on, it'll always be the Queen, okay?
Yeah. I don't acknowledge the king.
Dude, although like I listened to like the thing he did for Apple Music, and it was pretty sick.
What was that?
He curated a playlist, and like he kind of like talked about like when he met certain artists or why he liked this song. It was like a pretty well curated playlist, and I was like, damn, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was like kind of a cool thing. I think they dropped it like last month, but I was like, all right, let's see what's his name? Prince or Charles?
Yeah, Charles.
King Charles.
Yeah.
Like I was like, damn, dude, this dude's actually got sick music taste.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, like this is also a person.
Yeah, and that's kind of it's kind of like what that.
Yeah.
It's like a dude talking about all of his favorite songs, and it's like, wow, Apple Music, thanks for humanizing this person. You know.
Yeah. Like you would really never see him in any capacity where he would be having a conversation about music.
No, you just hear him saying "mommy," or something like that. You know, I watch The Crown, so I know like a lot about the royals and stuff. So
yeah,
I've been asking everybody this, but you know, who won the rap beef, dude? Kendrick or Drake?
I don't pay that much attention,
Okay.
but I feel like Kendrick. I mean, the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, your Canadian brethren definitely.
I know. I mean,
said
like
Drizzy.
it's just I'm so disconnected from that.
Okay.
I'm a metal guy.
Okay, Megadeth or Metallica?
I'm gonna say Metallica. I mean, Metallica was like the first metal band I ever really like got into. It was like the gateway, and I can't. There's something about Dave Mustaine where it's like he's still bitter about it, despite having like one of the biggest thrash bands in the world.
Yeah,
it's like it's still not enough for him. That's the vibe I get. I don't know.
I
if
think
it's
you're
true,
right. I
but
think that, but it's like one of the greatest lessons of like resentment and just like not being able to let go is this man got still so much success, but like has a chip on his shoulder because of everything that happened.
yeah.
It's a great story.
Yeah. But like I saw them play a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And they crushed it.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right. You want to play a game before we get out of here?
Oh man, yeah.
All right.
This
game.
I'm not good at these. I'm not good at being put on the spot, but I'll
Well,
do my best.
good luck. Here we go. Hot honey, overrated or underrated?
I'm gonna say overrated, despite us using it. I feel like you're about to see hot honey on like a burger from Burger King if it hasn't already happened. I feel like it's on that. I think it's on. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. It's like on that level where like McDonald's is gonna have like a hot honey sandwich or something.
McLovin' it.
Yeah.
Yeah. McHot honey.
But I mean, it's good. I like sweet and salty and spicy. So
It's good, but it's overrated.
yeah.
Okay. Long fermentation.
How long is long?
I would say anything over 48 hours is long fermentation. So, all the nerds can tell me that I'm wrong. Just let me know, DM me. But I'd say 48 hours is long fermentation.
I'm gonna say overrated.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it's like most people aren't gonna be able to tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think you hit the hammer on the nail there. Stop breaking your back if people aren't going to notice. That's some good advice because you're only making it harder on yourself. Okay? That's me looking into the camera right there. That's my Zach Morris. Come on, we're here to help. Overrated, underrated, high hydration dough.
I feel like it's the same thing. It's the same thing as the
Long fermentation?
yeah.
Well, you're a little.
I
You're
mean,
in the higher range, my
we
guy.
are.
You're
I
a
guess
little high
so.
hydration. You're in the 70s.
I guess
You're
so.
dabbling in it,
Yeah.
but you're gonna go overrated.
I think so.
I love it. I love it. All right, overrated, underrated. Social media, something that you're very active on.
Oh, underrated. I mean, I like our whole follow. Like we're successful because of social media. Instagram has been huge for us. People posting about us on TikTok was huge.
Yeah.
I have a TikTok account for the restaurant with like 5 videos before I gave up. It's on my giant list of things to do that some will eventually happen and some will just continue getting kicked down the road.
Yeah.
But it's important. It's 100% important. And I do think, especially like when you're growing and like starting out, like you got to really pay attention to what platforms people are using.
Yeah.
Like specifically, because now it's like different demographics are using different platforms.
Yeah.
And yeah, you gotta use it to get in front of them.
What did I say? I said, like, my mom is using Facebook. I'm using Instagram, and my niece is using TikTok.
Yeah, I think you nailed it there.
It's like, and I don't know if you use Facebook, but like, I don't even fucking touch Facebook. But apparently, like, I'm missing out. Like, people use that shit.
I have a dummy Facebook account.
Yeah.
Just to maintain our like restaurant page.
Yeah.
And like just even so I can see if we get tagged in comments or whatever, so I can reply to them or just be aware of them.
Yeah.
But my personal Facebook account, I deleted it like 2 weeks into lockdown.
Smart.
Because I was just like, I don't need to see. I don't need to be exposed to everyone's opinions on
that's where like all the real news was coming. Like all the real stuff. Like if you weren't reading your uncle's Facebook, then you weren't even getting the real
you know
news.
what it was? Turns
out uncle was right though about most things. So
there was like someone I know posted a video of like someone investigating a hospital, and it was like they're like like no one's even here. Like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It was and it was like do you know how a hospital works? Like they're not just like everyone's not just like spilling out into like the lobby.
Yeah.
Like there's an inside that this video didn't go into, and Yeah.
What's a bizarre thing that social media has done for us is just allow us to be so gullible or like read an article or look at a picture and be like, oh, I'm informed.
But there's a lot of, there's so much good too. Like
I mean,
for restaurants and for like connecting with people.
Oh yeah,
And there's
part.
so many people that like when I started going to Expo, it was like people I'd only talked to on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you run into them and it's like, hey, like
you're a
what's
real
up, man?
person.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's
And
gonna be
cool.
weird when like we can continue doing this and then like we wait to meet these people on the floor and then we realize that like we've just been talking to AI.
I got a question. How do you feel about there's now like companies doing like AI phone systems? Like
Well,
would you ever have like an AI answer your
I'll sign
pizza
up
place
tomorrow.
phone? Yeah.
Yes, if it integrates with Toast and the order goes right into my
Goes
POS
right in.
system, later I fucking hate the phone.
Yeah.
I hate the phone and I hate the phone. I hate the phone. I hate answering my phone. If you've ever called my phone out there, people, the answering machine says text me. It's
I should change mine
it's
to say that.
2025, dude. I don't want to hear your voice like unless you're in front of my face.
Yeah.
Give me a text.
When my cell phone rings like with a call, I look at it with disdain.
Yeah,
I'm
like how dare you?
Yeah.
That's
like,
my
why isn't
personal
this an
space.
email
Yeah.
or a text message?
Come on.
Yeah.
It's a waste of
I
my
get- I
time. I,
get
don't want to
upset.
hurt my arm pulling it up to my ear.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm
And,
glad we're on the same level.
Yeah, like the restaurant phone is
I hate it.
it's a bit of a nightmare.
Would you
especially-
use AI? Ooh.
Maybe
Dun, 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 dun.
we're definitely like we're working
What's
on
the
a system.
hesitation?
I don't know. It does still feel. I still think it's like a bit impersonal. But I mean, I'm also looking at like an automated system where it's like push one to find out about like push one to be told to order takeout online instead of trying to order it on the phone.
Yeah.
Because it's like already sold out. That's like our problem with our phones at the restaurant is that it's overwhelmingly like just like we're answering the phone to disappoint people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're booked up for reservations
Mhm.
and like our takeout sold out. So
Then why do you have a phone?
It's not great. But
Yeah.
the people like you have to have a phone. People get upset. It's one of those things. Like we get reviews and it's like they don't answer their phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, the phone line's busy. Like
yeah, but you get the review and then it's like, you're still coming back, baby. You're coming back for some of this MaiPai. You know what I'm saying? Like, be all mad that you want.
Yeah.
But it would never be busy if you had the bots answering it, dude.
it's true. But then the bots are just going to be telling people.
Yeah, in a really nice way, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like
The bots are getting good.
all the humans
They are
can just
getting
like
good.
fucking yell and put all their problems on the AI. And this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? We get all these like AI service people and then like AI loses their shit one day because they're sick of human beings. Just like I'm getting there too as a human being. Like, you know, I'm at my last leg. But AI, dude, they're gonna be getting all these bad Yelp reviews and like having to deal with the human race.
You know what?
That's
Yeah.
what they're gonna have all these like service bots in the service industry, and that's how the uprising happens.
That's it. That's totally it. That could be it. Did you ever see what's that? The Animatrix?
The Animaniacs?
No, the Animatrix. It was like a collection of short movies about the Matrix.
I think I know what you're talking
And,
about.
yeah, there was like one where it was like, there was a robot server, I think, and
Mhm.
like people were kicking it around and it
Yeah.
got pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's totally it. I think that's what it's gonna
That's
be.
the industry
It's
we're in.
gonna be like AI is gonna decide
Yeah.
that it needs to rise against us
Yes.
because it's gonna be dealing with people on the phone.
100%.
And it's like this is
These
not-
people don't deserve to live.
Yeah.
Like that. Like these people should die. If anyone's listening to this and they just want to have like a human uprising and like we just start killing our customers, like I'm game. We can like normalize that.
For the record, I love all of my customers.
Okay, yeah. They're Canadians are way nicer. So I've heard.
Yeah.
You seem okay.
We try.
The Cowabunga guys, very nice. Kevin,
Yeah.
very nice. My mom, very nice. Such a sweetheart. Let's see. Overrated, underrated, Detroit style pizza.
Underrated. I was still gonna say underrated.
Okay.
Yeah. There's definitely like there could be more places.
Okay. Overrated, underrated, Pizza Master ovens.
Underrated. Like we just got ours. I love it. It totally changed. You know what? I I had ideas in my head of things that would improve,
Mhm.
but there was like a part of me that was like, it's still an oven.
Mhm.
Like it's still just an oven, but
Yeah.
like it actually like it improved all the things I hoped it would.
Yeah.
It's nice having a light.
Mhm.
The door opening the opposite way is overrated.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of that,
Yes.
but everything else is
Awesome.
good enough to offset that.
Did Alberto help you out, or is there a Canadian guy?
There's a Canadian distributor.
Okay,
It's
all right.
GBS.
Okay, last one. Overrated, underrated. Well, we'll do overrated, underrated, competing in pizza competitions.
Underrated. It's a really good way. I mean, it's an excuse to come out here and like to go to the expo. You meet a bunch of people. You get ideas. You see what people are doing.
Yeah.
There's something like it's nice to be judged by people that know like technicalities about pizza.
Yeah.
And like have deep pizza knowledge. So like it feels better having someone that's eaten like 1,000 different pizzas
Mm-hmm.
across different styles say that they really liked your pizza versus like a random customer.
Yeah.
And it's on the marketing side, it's a huge boost.
100%.
Like I think if you place in any way that's worth mentioning,
Yeah.
then it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your trip to come up here and talk to me. This has been very nice, and
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having
really
me on.
appreciate your time, dude.
Yeah, this was awesome. It's cool to be on on this like after having watched it. Like, yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks for thinking of me.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Cool.
I got to get to Hamilton.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.